Hey guys, what is going on? This is iAppleGeek. These are the AirPods 2.
She's on the phone, but she's staying on Wilshire Boulevard. Old dreams dying hard. He wants you to return his love.
Now the AirPods 2 are Apple's second entry into the wearable headphones market. And for the most part, it stays true to its predecessor. It doesn't really change too much. Even the unboxing experience is pretty much exactly the same. And you might ask, why should I even buy this if it's the same? Well, let's take a closer look. The new AirPods come with a new wireless charging case. There are minor cosmetic changes here. It has this little light on the front where it didn't before. If you look on the back, the pairing button has been moved slightly. And also that little hinge that used to be polished is now like a matte silver color. But all in all, they're still just AirPods, and that's kind of the theme here. Now let's quickly talk about sound quality. These are not gonna sound that much different from the first generation, which didn't sound very different from Apple's wired headphones. I will say the sound quality is a bit better than the first gen, probably due to the new Bluetooth 5 capabilities and the new H1 chip, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But in my experience, music and phone calls do sound better. They still pair instantly to your phone just by opening the case. I think it's actually gotten faster because of the new processor, so yeah, go figure. Oh, and fun fact, they changed how the case sounds when you close it. It's not as high-pitched as it was before. It's either that or I'm going crazy. Now, like I said, the second generation AirPods has Bluetooth 5. Basically, this is going to mean you're going to have better sound quality, more range, less disconnecting, and lower latency. It's also supposed to be more energy efficient, but I can't vouch for that just yet. Apple still advertises 5 hours of battery life in the AirPods and an additional 24 hours inside the case. If you're just using one AirPod, it will give you a separate indicator in your menu. You can also check the battery level inside the widget for batteries, which you can add to your notification center if you scroll down, hit the edit button, and drag it to your enabled widgets. Now let's talk about that new wireless charging case. This is where if you have a wireless charging pad, you can just place the AirPods right on top of that pad and it will begin to charge. Now I won't say wireless charging AirPods are a huge deal. If you don't have a wireless charger, obviously this won't mean anything to you. But I think this feature will come in handy later down the road when maybe Apple puts power sharing into their iPhones, where you can wirelessly share power from your phone's battery, like Samsung did with the Galaxy S10. If they do bring that in the next iPhone, I think this would be a killer combo. Now they did something a little bit weird with this year's lineup of AirPods, is that they sell the AirPods 2 in the old non-wireless case, but with the new headphones, like the AirPods themselves, which starts at the same price as the previous generation. And then they have the one with the wireless charging case that we've been reviewing, starts at $200. And also they sell the wireless case by itself separately, so you can upgrade your first gen AirPods to look like second gen AirPods, and I don't know, the lineup's a little bit confusing. The case itself costs $80, which isn't too bad, but considering if you already have AirPods, you already spent money on them, it's a little ridiculous. Oh, and they don't give you a lightning cable if you just buy the case separately, so yeah, you're on your own with that. Now let's talk about that new processor. Previously, the AirPods had what's called the W1 chip. The AirPods 2 have an updated version called the H1 chip. These are going to be responsible for managing Bluetooth 5.0. It helps maintain the connection between your devices and are responsible for any AirPods gestures you use. As long as your device is on the same Apple ID, it will show up in your control center. Just tap on the AirPods and they'll connect instantly. The pairing process is going to be faster, more responsive. There's going to be less latency in your audio, which are all welcome changes. Apple says the pairing speed will be up to 2 times faster than the last ones, and so far, that's been pretty accurate. You guys can see here, I'm flipping open the case and then closing it and flipping it again. It just knows when I'm going to use the AirPods or not. Now, if you don't have an Apple Watch, you will have to go straight to your phone to adjust volume controls, because for some reason, they still didn't add that in to the AirPods themselves. And when you have both of them in, as soon as you pull one of them out, your music pauses, or whatever you're watching. It doesn't have to be music until you put it back in your ear or you put it back in the case. Now, if you go to the Bluetooth settings inside your settings app, you'll be able to adjust what gestures do what. So you can set which AirPods double tap gesture does a certain thing, like skip a track, rewind, maybe play or pause. And this is on top of the automatic gestures, like when you take your earbud out, everything pauses. Just little things like that made the first generation AirPods really well worth the money. However, with the second gen, you have one more automatic gesture, and that is Siri. See, usually when a stupid song comes on, you just go skip it, right? But what if your hands are full? You can't reach your phone or your AirPods to skip it. Maybe you're carrying stuff around, so you end up listening to that stupid song because you can't skip it. Yeah, don't try to do it with your shoulders. It just makes you look stupid. With the second generation, it's great because my hands are free, and I could just use my voice to change whatever I want, which could really come in handy. Alright, sure, AirPods 2, kind of the same as the first gen, but that's not a bad thing. Especially if you have multiple Apple devices, these are a must-have. Yeah, I don't think having wireless charging is worth another $40, but Apple still sells these at the regular price without that feature. So if you just want some AirPods, some improved AirPods, then these are definitely the ones to go for. Now this also means the first gen are probably going to get some discounts. I'll be posting those on my Twitter as they come out, so be sure you follow me there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.